As you've been seeing, I've been posting about getting a rocket. Well, this is a rocket. That's right. It's a steak burner. Look at the size of these paws.
They're huge.
So this is Rocket. New addition to our family. It can pull 4,000 pounds at full weight. And it's 150 to 200 to 300 pounds. It's part of the massive family, which is basically the Hyperbarian or giant dog. And you know, most dogs, this is their toy to chew on. Nah. Maybe a stick. Nah. This one likes to chew on a wall. That's her toy. So this is Rocket. Say hello, Rocket. Big dog. So I figured I'd introduce you to Rocket and teach you how to make some wonton soup. So into the kitchen we go. But what? You want to cook? You want to cook? No, I think she wants to eat it. All right now. Alright. Gonna put on my apron here so that way I don't get my fancy clothes all dirty. Alright. So the first step of making wontons is you gotta make the wontons. So you're gonna need a bowl. You're gonna need some mutant chicken eggs. And you're gonna need some flour. Okay? So what you do is you need a cup too. Measuring cups help. Alright, now what you do is take 2 cups of flour, 1, 2, then what you do is you make a little hole here. Please excuse the noise from the kids in the background. Just gonna have to deal with it. Then you put 3 eggs in there. 1 mutant egg. Up. 2 mutant eggs. Up. 3 mutant eggs in the bowl. Then you take some salt and pepper. Put some pepper. Put some salt. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do as much of this by hand because not everybody has the fancy wancy stuff we got, so I want you to be able to make this on a whim. Now there's different ways. Now you just keep on stirring it, mixing in the flour. It's all icky ooh. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do most of it as far as by hand as possible. And I got a little review on a device that I'd like to show you. So you just keep on mixing until you notice it gets, see how ooey that is? Just keep on going. If it spills over, it ain't a big deal. Now it's stopping to get ooey, so what you do is you knock it out of the bowl, save your bowl, you're going to use it again. Then what you do is you come in, it's real easy to do. Just push it, let it fall. 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 And you just keep on doing that. And then you'll start to feel the wetness start to get out of it. And you'll start to feel it firm up a little bit. So you just keep on doing this. Then you start kneading it. Now see, there's all this extra flour here. What you do is you push that off to the side because you don't want too much flour in your dough, so to speak. Now see how it's turning yellow? Yellow, not yeller. Now if it gets too yellow, you just come in and you put a little bit more. And just work it in. Then what you're going to have, you're going to have yourself a nice ball. Now when you feel it starting to harden up a little bit, that's about when you want to stop. See how it's starting to not want to stick together? So you try to push it into a ball the best you can. Okay? Then you take this, set it in a bowl. Some people have a clean bowl and they oil their dough, whatever. You just put it in there, get yourself a wet paper towel, like this. Now a lot of people set it over, but I actually like to tuck it around this. Now you set that in the fridge for 10 minutes, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. Now, once you get your pasta ball out of the, yes, it's pasta. Once you get your pasta ball out of the fridge, there's different ways that you can handle it. I'm going to show you two. Okay. You can go to Bed Bath & Beyond and get this for like $35. See, $35. You can't sit too bad. And then you get this fancy pasta machine. Takes a little bit to put it together, so bam! Now that was so easy, the magic of editing. Now what you do is you take your ball. Now you guys are going to laugh your butt off when I show you this. But, now they got a way, you cut it in 4 pieces. Now a good way of cleaning your board and also cutting your dough, this is going to sound silly, but you go to Home Depot, get yourself a drywall spackler thing, you know, it works great. You can just, look at how clean that gets. See that? And then also you can use it to cut your dough. Cut it in 4 pieces. Put 3 of your pieces back. See? Now I ain't saying go and get yourself a drywall spackler from your tub of drywall. I know you gotta get one just for cooking. Disclaimer there for you idiots, alright? Not that I think you guys are idiots, but you never know who's gonna run across this video. Okay, so now you get this, it's still a little moist, so you wanna get this thing. Now if you have the roller, the pasta maker, sort of pat it down, get it to a certain thickness, then you start on number 7. Then you just start cranking. Crank it through. That's what it comes out. Now to get a nice, good, uniform, because you want it to be as square as possible. You don't want this circle, and you got all this extra. Pat it down. Run it through again. Alright, so now you put some flour on it. You'll feel it gets sticky. You don't want it sticky, but you want it. See how that's flexible? It's real nice. So then you adjust it. And you just keep on rolling it through. Now it's got numbers on it, 7 through 1. You want about a 3. A 3 is a good number for wontons. Then we might just roll it out a little bit by hand. You know? Alright. So there's our first strip. Now what we're up to is we're trying to make wonton wrappers. Now if you notice, it's sort of pulling together. So now what we need is we need to get a ruler. Okay. You want it to be at least 3 inches wide, which we're 3 inches wide. You put a little mark. And then I find it best to use a pizza roll. So you mark it. You got your pizza roller. By the way, thank you, Huffy. They all heard you digging in there, but we still had to screw with the film editor. And bam! See that? Cut that off. And then you go cut all the little nasties off here. Don't worry, we can reuse that. Then you go 1, 2, 3. Bam. And then there's your wonton wrapper right there. See that? Now what you want to do is you're going to end up piling these up. So you take them and you just totally saturate them in flour. Because if you don't, they're going to stick. So, as you can hear, my assistant is scrambling to get the stuff together. Alright, so now you get your thing you're going to set your wonton wrappers in. You just layer them in there like that. Then you keep on going. Then you just keep on doing that. So that's the pasta machine way. Okay. Now we'll probably roll these out a little bit more after we're done. So make sure that you flour your surfaces so that way they don't stick together. And then whenever you're not using it, put a wet paper towel over it. So there's the machine. Now for the by hand. Nothing more entertaining than watching somebody make some pasta, eh? Alright, let's check our... Oh, look at that. Perfect. Alright. So now, try to get it as straight as possible. Now it's just like the pasta machine. Just measure and cut. Now, just so you guys know, this right here is about the thickness you want it. Okay? Which is like maybe 3 or 4 stacks of paper or a real thin cardboard, you know. They always give you measurements, but you're not going to sit there with the ruler and go, okay, that's like 1/8 of an inch, you know. So, alrighty, so that's how you make the wontons, wrappers. Next will be the filling. Now for the review. My wife went to, we got our knife, our cutting board. You don't ever want to do your chicken stuff on the cutting board, so you set down a towel so if any pieces get in there, it sucks it up. But you're going to need a knife. My wife ordered from Pampered Chef. See, Pampered Chef. This thing's sleek. It is a knife sharpener. It's not hard to use at all. Got little symbols here. Scissors, food processor, those funky cutters, and then your knife. So what you do is you take your knife, set this right there, so that way the V's on it. Then you just slide it right over it. That's all you gotta do. Just go zip, zip, and you'll feel that sucker taking some metal off. So there you go. I highly recommend this thing. Pampered Chef knife sharpener. It's item 1135. You can contact me if you need a Pampered Chef representative and just leave a comment below. We got ours from a girl named Kimmy. So now comes the fun part. This is the stuff. Now what you want to do is get a piece of chicken. Look at how nice that knife cuts that. See, I ain't cutting through tomatoes and paper and all that. I'm just cutting this up. See? Cut it in strips. Look at how sharp that is. Man, that's amazing. That thing works real good. Otherwise, you know me. I'm not going to endorse something unless it works. And that sucker works. I'll tell you what, everything from Pampered Chef I'm impressed with. Which, more videos to come on that stuff. And you're going to need another bowl to put all this in, which is right there. And just, you know, don't worry about it if you're slicing it. You just keep on cutting it. Okay, and then once you get it down to strips, let's throw it back in here since it's still strips.
Yeah.
Then you just keep on cutting it up. You want it small, as pieces as possible. And then that's how you want your stuff to look. You can get a little finer, you can get a little finer. If not, it's your wonton soup. You just don't want real thick strips because then it'll take a long time to cook. And when you're doing it when you're doing the boiling in the noodles, you want it to cook quick. Now, on the opposite end, you got Tupperware here that has these little handy dandy food processors. I cut that up. But the finer you get this, the better. So I demonstrated by hand. So now, we'll just put it in here. I'm going to throw this in here just to make sure. Now, if you do it all by hand, you can mix it up in a bowl. But if you got one of these, it's easy to do it like this. Now, what you're going to need is 2 tablespoons of carrots. Well, how the hell are you going to measure that? So just take about as much carrots as you want to put in. Think you want a carrot? You get a carrot, grab it.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, so you need 2 tablespoons of carrots. You need 1 egg. But you can just crack all this and throw it all in here together. Okay, 1 egg. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Half a teaspoon of sugar.
2 teaspoons of light soy sauce. Just a drip of sesame seed oil. So I'll link all the ingredients below for the different sections. And then you take it all, you put it in this sucker and you start your lawnmower. Now you take this and you put it in a bowl. Make it easier to get it out of. Yeah. Then take your water. You need 2 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch,
Teaspoon.
or teaspoons, excuse me, teaspoons. Thank you, Mrs. Film Editor over there, or producer. Then you put it in with this, and you just mix it in with your hand. Yeah. There you go. So you're left with cat food, okay? Then you let that sit in the fridge for 10 minutes. And then we'll work on stuffing it. Now, get your wonton wrapper. You're gonna roll it out. I know we put it in 3 inches, right? I highly suggest you roll them out a little bit thicker. The reason why is right now it's a little cold, it's not as spongy, which actually works out to your benefit, but they like to shrink, so it's harder to get the stuff in it. So you just roll it out a little bit. Then once you roll it out, try to dust as much of this off as possible. If not, your water's your soup or your water depends on how you boil it or fry it or whatever. But spread that bottom. Then you take your chicken goo and you put just a little bit in the center there. Okay. Then you're gonna need a little cup of water. Just dip your finger in there and go around the edges. Get it wet. Try not to get it too wet, but don't be sparing on it either. Now this is the tricky part. You take the corner, fold it up, make a triangle. Okay? Then you push real hard, not really hard, but seal that up. Then you're left with the triangle. And what you do is you wet one of the ends. If you want to, you can wet the center. And you bring that end over there like so. And you wet that there. And you bring the other end over like so. Then, there you go. You got your wonton. Okay? Then you need a plate. You set it on your plate. Now you can do these right after you get done making them, but I like to let them sit for a little bit because then they don't stick to each other as much. So, since I have so many to do, I'm going to get my assistant in here, which is Darby. Darby, Nerdy. Go stand over there. Yeah, I'm just going to set this here so it's out of the way. And what I'll do is I'll flatten that out. Okay, now that we got the wontons made, now to make the soup. So you're gonna need some chives, or not chives, excuse me, scallions, which are basically the greens of the little skinny onions. You know, you dump them in there. And you're gonna need some light soy sauce. Now you're wondering, light soy sauce? This is light soy sauce. This is what you get. It's called light. It has a high salt content. Then you have dark soy sauce. It doesn't have as much salt. So if you don't like a lot of salt, you can substitute with dark soy sauce. And then you got white pepper. I'll link the ingredients below, but you want to try to half this. And if you're just doing a regular serving, I'd leave it out because that makes it a little spicy. Then you got your sugar. Then you got your salt. And you set it on your stove. And you bring it to a boil. Yeah. Make sure you mix it up. Once it's at a boil, we're going to drop our wontons. Okay. So here's the wontons that Darby and I made. Okay. Now you just throw them in the soup. 8 minutes. Give it a mix-a-roo, make sure they're not sticking together. In 8 minutes here, let's set the timer. Alright, let's try this out. Love that broth. Try a noodle. Perfect. I wonder who else would like to try this.
I do.
I have too many kids. Okay. Got to meet Rocket. Anticipation was building. I had to, you know, it's a giant dog. You got to have a giant height before you see it. And we learned how to make some wonton soup. I hope you enjoy it. And talk to you later.